So welcome to the 2022 Global Innovation Challenge. We are excited to have you with us today. So all of you are here because you want to share your ideas, your prototypes, and your inventions and innovations. And we want to encourage you and wish you well in what you're going to do. We're excited to hear about these ideas, and I'd like to introduce myself first. My name is Alabel Makaisa. I'm a homeschool educator, Filipino, and we're based in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. I have 4 kids, and we call ourselves Wonderfully Made Kids Homeschool. And I'd like the other advisors to also introduce themselves.
Oh, sure. Hi, my name's Erin Schachter. I am beaming in from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And I am just thrilled to be here and so humbled to get to hear the creativity and problem solving from each of you around the world. I'm a teacher by qualification with an expertise in arts education. And I've had a really funky journey in my career that's led me to fundraising, most recently for a national charity that did innovation programming for about 500,000 students across Canada a year. So really, really happy to be here and excited to learn more about your projects that have already piqued my interest.
Hi, I'm Julie Shively. I am the founder of Innovation World and co-founder of the Global Innovation Field Trip, and just super excited to be here. This is my absolute favorite time of year when I get to actually sit and listen to young people talk about how they're going to save our world. Thanks for letting me be here.
Hi, I'm Claire Evans. I'm the Chief Learning Officer at School of Humanity. And School of Humanity is an online high school for the world. So it's an international high school where the learners solve real world problems, or they learn by solving real world problems. So they come up with solutions to problems very much like what you guys are doing today. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the solutions that you've all come up with. So yeah, good luck with your presentations, and I'm really psyched to be here.
Good luck.
So hi everyone, my name is Gwansa Gladze, and a little bit about myself is that I love instant noodles, if anyone's wondering. It's just like a fun fact. And I'm 16 years old and I currently live in Georgia, country Georgia. And today I want to present to you my solution, and I'll start sharing my screen now. Is it available for everyone?
Yes.
So again, hi everyone, my name is Gwansa Gladze, and today I'm going to talk about my solution. My solution involves in solving inequalities among societies, and I'm specifically going to focus on microaggressions and talking about the importance of getting reliable information. So a solution that I decided to make was a website, because website is widely accessible for almost everyone. And how does my website work? It's quite simple. People share their own stories, and the reason why I chose this is because when it comes to conflicts such as human rights, a lot of the people have been misinformed in certain situations, and specifically I have experienced such a thing because when it comes to, in my case, my country in general is occupied by Russia 20%, and a lot of the times I've heard from other people that have been misinformed about this information. And as someone who has lived in my country and experienced such a thing, it was important that my voice and other people's voice have been heard. So I decided that no article or book can top off a person's story and experience when it comes to information and getting reliable information. And not just that, a lot of the times people really don't have a support from their own communities, especially when it comes to conservative countries. So our website also gives people the community they share with. And obviously, not everyone is comfortable with sharing their stories, or either they're not good at it, or they want to share their own stories through art. So we also have that option that people submit their own stories, or their own arts rather than stories. And we also have statistics and data when it comes to human rights and the evaluation of specific countries. And we have donations every week to a participant or anyone that on our website have shared their own stories and need financial need. So our solution is called Hearing Lost Voices, and it is quite obvious why is it written like that. And this is our welcome page, as you can tell, and it says understand the world from others' perspectives, which is, I think, quite important. And as you can tell and share your own story, there's a submission because I don't want any trolls to just submit their own stories to disgrace anyone. And as you can tell, name and surname is not required because some people are just not quite comfortable with it, sharing their own names and surnames. And this is what the website looks like. As you can tell, some of the art that my friend submitted, Chopat submitted it, and the stories that is written in Michaela's story or Sam's stories, and it can also be your story. And the reason why it is so impactful is not just because you also get reliable information, but it also creates a safe place for other people. Because as you may know, in a lot of the countries, a lot of the people are discouraged and have mental problems because they don't have quite the support or the place that they can share their own stories. So it was quite important for me to have such a safe place for other people to talk about their own stories. And obviously, also have an expression through art because we've all had experiences when we went to a museum and an art made such a big impact on us, and I want that for a lot of people to experience it. So thank you for listening to my presentation, and contact me if you guys need any, if you have any questions about the website.
Thank you for sharing, and you can stop sharing your screen now. And I'm opening the floor for our advisors to ask you their questions. Kindly stop sharing your screen. All right.
I would love to ask you a question. Is there a particular demographic that you're going for with your site, or it's open for anybody, anywhere, of any age?
Yeah, it is open for anyone, anywhere, any age, and especially I'm trying to add to my prototype a specific, for example, topics. A person can search up, for example, if they wanna, see stories when it comes to, sexism and the women that experience sexism, or people about trans rights, or trans kids wants to get any encouragement from other people in their own communities. So I've decided to, separate those specific problems and, topics and stories, because it would be easily accessible for a person to see about certain topics. So that's what I'm really going with it. And also, as I mentioned, people to also share their own stories and be honestly very open about it, because a lot of the people are not, and that's why a lot of the people are misinformed by it. So yeah, I'm going with a safe space. And
A very interesting, very cool way to create a new social network, I guess.
Thanks.
Very good. Thank you.
I'm really excited to see it in a prototype form also. It really helps anchor my imagination and what it could be. And I just want to shout out how aligned with my own educational philosophies your site is. I truly believe in the importance of seeing the world through other people's lenses to really cultivate empathy and understanding. So big kudos on that. I'm curious to know if you've thought at all about your distribution channels or how you'll promote this website so that it can impact as many young or old people as possible around the world.
Oh, yes, of course. Actually, my thought process came from what I did at my school. I did this anonymous, storytelling. I've asked people to submit their own stories, like write it on the paper anonymously, about any bullying they have experienced at my school. And then later on, we, printed out the stories and shared it on the walls so that people can see and learn from it. So that's like what I've been trying to do. And that idea came into more abroad and globally that I wanted to do. And obviously, I wanted it to, cultivate into more on like social media. So I started sharing on Instagram about this, and obviously getting more people engaged about this, because I think it's quite important. So social media is quite important for me, because you cannot really share your own solution without, especially in 2022. If you want your website or a certain thing to be more abroad and more, I guess, reachable for other people, it is quite important to share it on your stories and website. Either it's like on Facebook or Instagram or so on Gmail. Yes, that's it.
Thank you.
No problem.
I'll jump in. Yeah, great idea, and it's a great solution that you've come up with here. Has the website already gone live?
It is out. Yes, it's actually out. I've asked a couple of my friends to submit their own stories, and so far it's going well because I've actually also learned more about the people in my life. When I mentioned about this website, they shared their own stories. But so far, I'm still trying to work on the design more, and obviously about the especially algorithm that I want to make that will reject any type of hate comments or etc. such things. So I still think it has a lot of things to work on rather than it be like published and that I can like promote on my Instagram or either on like Facebook. So I think it still needs a lot of work. It's still a prototype, but I do have ideas that I want to include in my website.
And I'm just going to follow that on with a quick question. Is there the possibility for people who are reading the stories to give feedback or to make comments or recommendations
sure.
or advice?
Yeah, that is yeah, they can do that for sure. There's a feedback they can either text us that we can submit, or they can reply to some of the comments because you can create an account on the website.
Nice.
Okay, thank you for your presentation.
I am Mahmoud from Syria. And I live in Saudi Arabia in Riyadh. Okay. I am Sanat and I live in Riyadh. I'm from Jordan and I am 9 years old.
Hi, I am Rayyan. I am from Syria, but I live in Kuwait. I am 10 years old.
And I am 9.
Great to meet you. Yes, you can share your screen now and you can start your presentation.
Now, you can probably know a few endangered species that is very likely to be extinct in the near future. Blue panda, giant panda, and rhino are just a few. But there are many more. There are over 16,000 animals that are endangered. And the numbers are dramatically risen over time. That could be due to natural causes like disaster, diseases, but many more because of human activities like destruction of housing, hunting, or pollution. Knowing all that dangerous information and based on our love for our planet and the animals, we thought of a solution that would help raise the awareness and take action immediately towards the goal. Next slide.
Hi, I am Raya. Natural and animal protection begins with small things, not always have to be associated with a monetary donation. We decided to develop our Fun Animal project, which is a mobile application for children that helps endangered animals by playing games and quizzes. With the possibility of donating after passing stages of games and collecting points, we aimed at donation through organization protecting them on the ground in real life, educating children to respect them, to respect the environment means giving them the tools and awareness to understand the world they are growing up and to sustain an already badly damaged ecosystem. The first step in the work was to search for more information about endangered animals. Then we plan to have the app in 3 phases: quiz, game, and donate. The first part of our app is quizzes. We did the research and collected fantastic information that can be fun and educational at the same time. You might play the quiz and lose for the first time, but you can always return until you get the correct answer and learn more about our lovely animals. For example, we have a question with multiple choices. Which kind of animal is endangered due to oil palm plantation? If your answer is wrong, it's going to tell you try again until you get the correct answer. We are full of information information about the story behind the old palm plantation and how it's affecting gorillas' life will be shown.
In the game section, the games are also directly related to the information we gathered about animals. On the first example, there is a krill feed label. The krill feed label means how much you feed the whale the krill. You can drag the whale to catch some krill, and if you feed the whale 30 krill in 95 seconds, you win. But if you didn't, you lose. On the second example, you have 75 seconds to protect the rhino from the bullets from dying. You can build a shield using 15 iron for the rhino from dying. If the health of a rhino is 0, you lose. But protect him, you win. On the third example, you have 500 seconds to grow and feed the panda 100 bamboo. You need to press the buttons below to grow bamboo and feed the panda the bamboo. Next slides.
Hi, my name is Sanad. I'm going to talk about donating in our app. Donate to save a real animal in real life. To donate, you need to save enough animal coins from games and quizzes. You can transfer animal coins into real money, USD, that can be donated by our application to save real animals. For example, on the left screen is the choice of which you want to donate, like do support research for 50 animal coins, or donating $1. Or you can do direct donation for our associated organizations that work with local communities, businesses, and individuals to protect animals around the globe. In the future, we will have a website to our game and our own Wikipedia animal fans page. In our website, you can know all about the levels and animals. Also, it will give you hints in the game. And if you review our game 3 stars or more, you will get a free starter pack, including 100 animal coins, a free gift, and also a secret. In our Wiki Animals fan page, our Wiki Animals fans can tell you all the information about the animals and how to obtain secret stuff, which is awesome. We will also add a lot of various questions and games, in addition to communicate with real organizations. Our app will be a famous and a suggested app. We will have more than 1 billion downloads. I live in Saudi Arabia.
And I am Mahmoud, and also I'm living in Saudi Arabia.
And I am Rayyan, I am living in Kuwait.
Well, that's it for today's presentation. Bye.
Thank you for your presentation. Can you stop sharing your screen so we can see you again? All right, so you did go over the number of minutes that were given to you, so we'll probably have a time for only one question or maybe a couple.
Okay.
Would like
It's okay, it's fine.
would like to ask him a question first.
Okay, I'll start if no one's going to. I just wanted to know how you came to work together on this since you're not all in the same place.
We just started gathering ideas in a website called Padlet. Then we start building our projects.
I mean, did you know each other before this?
No, but I know Sanad from little years. He's my friend.
Okay. Very, very nice.
Julie, they are all taking coding classes with Kids and Codes.
All right,
They
that
are
makes
all
sense.
one team, yeah.
I love the cross-border collaboration that happens because of all these programs. It's very cool.
And they communicate on daily basis to collect information and to do these great games. And it's actual application. You can download it and play the games, but I'm not sure about the donation and the money part, so they can tell you about that.
I actually wanted to make a suggestion. I was typing it, but if I may just share, it could be interesting to speak to some of the charities that you're curious about donating to and seeing if they have the capacity to support as you build the next steps. Knowing that they might be the beneficiaries of what comes next, it's very possible that there's the right charity who would be curious to partner and invest in you, really building this out further and then helping promote it too to their audiences so that this can be a real great mutually beneficial partnership. Well done. Cool stuff and really innovative.
Thank you very much.
I'll just jump in there with one last question if there's time. I loved how there were so many different features on your app. So you had, the games and the donations and the information. Are there any other features that you would like to add?
We're gonna add soon in the future.
Yeah, and we are probably to add more levels because we didn't have enough time. We add
A few.
a lot of games to play.
And so you want to add more games?
Yeah.
Nice.
And more
Brilliant.
quizzes also.
Okay, nice, well done.
And also the levels are already ready to play. You can play them right now.
Wow. I'm very impressed that you managed to get that up and running and that it's live and people
Also,
can play it.
they are not like just a video. We code them and they took like so much time.
And so I
and
bet you learned a lot. Did you learn a lot doing this?
Yeah, of course.
Brilliant. You're coding wizards now.
And also we
Exactly.
finished all of the coding and we eliminate every bug we see.
Well done.
This took us about 1.5 months.
Wow. That's a lot of work in 1.5 months. Well done, you guys. Great work.
Thank
I'm
you.
interested to see where you go from here now that you've got these skills. What can you develop further with them?
And also I was in school, I was thinking about this when I come back to school, when I was thinking I coded.
Nice.
A fantastic job. Amazing. And yes, I'm also looking forward to what else you can come up with since you've started so early and you're really great at this coding app already. So thank you so much for sharing.
Hello, my name is Anana Dwivedi. I love STEM and I also love music a lot. And I'm from the United Kingdom. And today, and I'm 12 years old. And today I'd like to present Ollie. Hello, my name is Anana Dwivedi, and I would like to present Ollie. Who is Ollie and how does Ollie work? Ollie is an interactive, child-friendly robot created especially for children on the autistic spectrum. Using Ollie, your children can learn things you might find difficult in their daily lives, but in a way that's specifically tailored to them. Generally, individuals on the autistic spectrum have difficulties with daily routines, such as making their bed or taking a shower. Ollie's technologies such as ultrasonic, color, motion, sound, magnetic, and infrared. If a child struggles with brushing teeth and likes music, Ollie could use the above technologies to play a short song, and for every count, the child can make a movement to brush their teeth. Ollie's survey and technology. Once Ollie is taken home, Ollie uses a short survey taken by your child to find out what they like and their learning styles, like its style's love of animals. By breaking the problem into small steps, but in a way that have an association with that animal, Ollie creates a solution to any problem. Ollie uses location sensors. You can always check Ollie's location on the Ollie web page and app. Ollie also uses magnetic sensors, so Ollie can never move over 1.5 meters away unless asked to by your child or you. Ollie uses ultrasonic technology to prevent collision and sense objects around it. The ultrasonic, infrared, motion, and color sensors are generally used together to help Ollie figure out certain objects or people. Pricing at worldwide scales. Ollie costs around $80 to make and will be sold at $100 per robot, which leaves us with $20 per profit sold. Ollie is priced to be affordable, but also packed with modern-day technologies to ensure a very fair price for consumers. Ollie can be sold on several platforms such as the official website, Amazon, eBay, Flipkart, Alibaba, Google Express, and more. I want to sell Ollie both business to business and business to consumer. Ollie. This is what it looks like in real life. Here is Ollie. This is where the logo, model, and wheels will be. This is a display or interactive screen. Here is the paraboloid and sphere, or Ollie's body and head, which is where numerous sensors will be located. On Ollie's head, realistic facial features such as the eyes, nose, and mouth appear here to help Ollie look more friendly, and touch sensors are located around the entire robot. This is what Ollie looks like from different angles. Ollie's height is 60 centimeters, and its width at its climax is 20 centimeters. Ollie weighs around 3.3 kilograms. Packaging. Ollie comes with a small, loosely fitted jacket which covers Ollie's entire body and head, apart from the front of the head and the wheels. The wheels have an elastic cover that can easily be taken on or off and can be cleaned. You can also buy a backpack where Ollie can be fitted into and specialized, so there's a special compartment just for Ollie. Please email me for any inquiries or questions. Thank you very much.
Well done, Arna. That is amazing. You can stop sharing your screen now, and the advisors are here to ask you questions.
Well done, Arna. I saw there was some coding already done there. Is that right in your presentation?
I've done some of it, yes, but I haven't coded the entire robot yet.
So I'm curious to know, what are your next steps in your process now that you have such great design and the start of the coding and whatnot? Where to next?
I'd like to do a survey or some kind of a survey where people on the autistic spectrum can give their ideas and their feedback and what they think could improve the product.
That sounds like a really wise next step to talk to your marketplace. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Keep going.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I love how you've designed a robot that's really there to help. You're really thinking about, you know, what do people maybe on the autistic spectrum, what is it that they need, and what kind of help can you provide them? So that's really nice objective there. I would love to see an actual prototype of the robot. I mean, you did the design, which is great, but have you actually tried to make a model? Is that something you might try and do if you haven't already?
I have tried to make a model, but it's a bit harder as of now. But I will make a real life one. I am making it right now, but I haven't finished it. So I made a 3D one online.
It was great to see it online. I love the design of it, so that's why I was thinking it'd be really lovely to see a mock-up or a kind of model, physical model. So when you do have that, you'll have to share the photos.
Yes, definitely.
Arna, I am curious as to what inspired you to focus your efforts on the autistic community for your robot.
I was online, and there was this robot called Robin the Robot. Yes, Robin the Robot, and he was a robot who helped in the hospitals and helped those people who and he made a real difference. And I want to do something like that for people like that too.
And I'm sure there are many other conditions and issues and traits that a robot could help after you're finished with this one too. Very good, very inspiring.
Thank you very much.
How about you students? Maybe you have a question for Arna? Go ahead, Mahmoud.
How do you design the robot? Do you like in the PowerPoint, like how do you design it and add 3D shapes?
I use Tinkercad, so I made an account online and I designed it.
Tinkercad. I know Tinkercad. How did you come up with the idea of making a robot?
I was inspired by Robin the Robot. And also Myro and lots of other robots that really make a difference.
Nice.
Thank you.
What would it be made of?
I'm not sure yet, but I do know what sensors I'm going to use. There's info technology, location and magnetic, touch, motion, and grayscale, color, and a lot more. Thank you very much.
All right, so if there are no more questions, we'd like to thank you again for your wonderful idea. And we hope that you would continue to work on it and improve on it.
Hi, my name is Brandon Balsers, and I am 13 years old, and I live in Panama City, Florida, in the USA. My invention is called the handy handle brake, as you can see on the screen. The reason I invented my invention, well, first I got inspired because my grandmother and my older brother had accidents that put them in wheelchairs. And after my grandmother recovered, I sat down in her wheelchair and I saw a lot of flaws that I could adjust, make better. So the purpose of my invention is to make the handle brakes on wheelchairs to make them much more accessible and comfortable to use. First, I made it much taller and longer, so you won't have to bend over to set the brakes. I put a grip into it instead of it just being a rubber tip that's very hard to handle. And I put more leverage into the brakes so that you don't have to put as much pressure into setting them, because it is very hard to set the brakes. And it is a lot less painful, and it is a lot more accessible and a lot more comfortable. Next slide, please. When I researched if my invention had been done, or basically I researched facts about handicapped people and what my invention could help with, and I learned that one of the most interesting facts I learned was that in over 1 in 4 people of today's older men and women, when they get in an accident, one out of 4 of them will possibly end up in a wheelchair. Next slide, please. The material that I used for this invention is aluminum. We used an aluminum plate, and my dad owns a manufacturing shop, and we used a water jet, which is a sort of machine used for those types of metals, and we cut out a specific shape for the handle brake. Next slide, please. We started with 1/4 of an aluminum plate, and we programmed the water jet to cut out specific bolts and pieces for the handle brake. And we installed it with a lock nut, I think it was called, and a bolt. We installed it to my grandmother's wheelchair because my brother is still in his wheelchair. Next slide, please. My first prototype was we used a piece of cardboard and aluminum foil, and we came up with a basic shape of how we wanted it to look. That middle picture you see is the original handle brake with the snub as a brake, and more pressure and stuff like that. And on the last picture, it's not my final project. We did do a few more adjustments to it, but that's what we came out with the aluminum plate. I've got a terrible camera, but I'll try to show you. All right. This is, oh shoot, this is gonna be terrible. This is the final project. We used a resource called Plasti-Dip, which is like a spray can for rubber and plastic. We sprayed the tip of it. So because aluminum plate or aluminum, it can get very cold, very hot, depending on where it is. So we put, for the tip of it, for the grip part, we put plastic on it with plasti dip so that it wouldn't get hot or cold when you hold it, when you grip it. Thank you for listening to my presentation. That is all.
Okay, thank you so much, Brennan. Okay, advisors, do you have your questions for him?
I can jump in with a question. Brennan, I think that's amazing. That looks like really super useful and super functional. And I hope that you can take this further and see if it could actually be applied to people's wheelchairs more broadly around the world, or but I'm curious to know, how many prototypes did you need to go through? How many times did you need to iterate before you were happy with the design that you have?
About 2 or 3. We did have, obviously we did not get it the first try. A lot of things going on with the machine, but we did get it, or we did get what we wanted around the second or third try.
That's very quick. That's brilliant. Well done.
Can I ask you, Brandon, if the, and I'm sorry if you demonstrated this and I couldn't see it, but is the piece something that just slips on and slips off so that it's interchangeable between, so if you had to go somewhere else and use a different wheelchair, you could slip your new handbrake on it and use it?
Well, that is what we are working on. Obviously, this is not my final project. I say this as in, I mean that. That's not my final project, and that's actually one of the things my father referenced. We are trying to make it adjustable and removable. We're not on that stage yet, but we'll probably take this off because it is just a bunch of lock bolts and lock nuts. So we can easily just drill it off. It does come with like this fitting that we put on, like an adjustment, so you can slip it on and off, but you do kind of need some form of tool to get it off. So we are working on that. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Brennan, I'm so inspired by your, first of all, you're taking some pretty hard situations around you and seeing hopefulness and really stepping into the opportunity to do something positive about it. So I admire that so much. I'm curious if you could tell us a bit more detail about a challenge you overcame in creating the prototype that you have right now. Maybe, for example, how you got to that material you were speaking about, the spray-on material. I'm curious to know a bit more about that, overcoming a challenge in your process of building the prototype.
Well, we did have a few challenges in creating this this invention. Well, one of our first challenges, when I was presenting at my school, we were a little too not careful with it when we pulled it out of the trunk of my dad's truck when we were bringing it in to present it, and the entire brake just came off. Yeah, it just entirely came off. We were not careful enough with it, and that's what we came up with a lock. I forgot what they're exactly called, but like they're like lock nuts or something, which is what we use to make it stronger and keep it on. I mean, the presentation went pretty good. And actually the rubber thing, the plasti dip, it's actually pretty recent, a pretty recent idea. Yeah. I mean, we thought about it before, but we had just got it finished recently. I think it was my first invention to mention, like official, when I went to the college. When the judges told me about, the idea, I think they told me using a cloth would be a good idea, but we went with the plasti dip instead. Just, because of heat temperature wise. Because like I could tell because when I left the college, it was kind of freezing cold because of it being aluminum. But overall, that's pretty much all the challenges we had to face. There wasn't that many problems.
Keep seeing those opportunities as you face barriers. That's, I think, how we come up with the best inventions. So big kudos for overcoming those challenges, and thank you for sharing with us.
Yes, ma'am.
I think Ryan has a question for you as well, Brandon.
Where did you
Ryan?
get this idea?
Where did I get this idea? My brother and my grandmother. My grandmother had a fall while we were going out to lunch for a family lunch, and my brother was in a motorcycle accident. Is he ever getting out of the wheelchair? My brother, unfortunately, is never gonna get out of the wheelchair. It was a pretty bad crash. He's kind of stuck in there. He's paralyzed. But my grandmother did eventually recover from her incident. So.
Okay, thank you.
We have two more who think you have questions for Brandon as well, Anna and Arna.
Has your brother or your grandma tried out the wheelchair?
Yes. It's much easier.
Did they have any good? What did they like it? What did they like the most about it?
They pointed out a lot about the leverage. So I'm going to assume they like the leverage the most. The whole, less leverage in it, so you didn't have to put as much pressure.
Good luck in it.
Anna?
Have you ever considered using a different type of metal? Because aluminum is a very soft metal, so it'd be easy for it to just snap.
We did, I think we did think about using other metals. I think we thought about using titanium, but the cost was too much. The cost was too much. So we went with aluminum, and it's actually pretty strong. It's not thin like it may seem. It's actually pretty thick. And it's not hollow either. It's just like pure, pretty much block of aluminum.
All right, cool.
Thank you, Brandon. So we see that a lot of the kids are also interested with your project, and we hope that you would be able to improve it enough so we could see it in the market and really help people who need it. Thank you so much. Fantastic.
My name's Anna McCord. I'm from Panama City, Florida, USA. And I'd love to tell you about my project. If I can. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So the See Me here is a low-tech, low-cost device that helps people who are lost at sea be seen by search helicopters. My idea came from my mom, who dives, and so does my father. My mom told me that she used to keep a white trash bag in her dive jacket pocket so that if she were to ever get lost at sea, she could stick it on the surface of the water. So if a search helicopter were to come by, she'd be much more visible. My invention is made of a green plastic film, an aluminum ring that can just pop open, and a lanyard so you can attach it to your person. So it folds up and it pops out when you need it, and you would keep it in your diving equipment, or you could keep it in a life jacket, like just built into a life jacket. My target market would be anyone who's on the water, people who regularly swim, or fishermen, or people who dive, all people who would work in the water, because they could just keep it in their life jackets or on their boat. I talked to many divers and people who work at sea, and they've given me amazing feedback, like I should put reflective patches on it so that I could use the device as a sort of signaling mirror. And a circle and a square are are an international signal for distress at sea. So I sewed them in the pattern of a circle and a square. That's all.
Thank you for your presentation. That's amazing. Anna, can you stop sharing your screen now?
Yes, one moment.
All right,
How do
so
I-
this,
Alaba, you can do that for her too, if she can't find it.
okay.
Figure it out.
All right. So do you have any questions for Anna?
Go ahead, Claire.
Yeah, I do have a question. I think it's brilliant. What a great idea. I'm just like, it seems so obvious when you do it. It's like that's just great. So yeah, well done for picking up on that idea that, you know, and I like how you have the story of your mom with the white bag, and then you kind of develop that idea into something more tangible and real. Have you, I don't know if this is something you've done, or have you thought about maybe seeing if you could get a drone and seeing from how far away you can see it? Is that something that you have either done or have thought about doing?
I have not done that yet, but I've definitely thought about it, and I've tried to do it a few times, but the weather's just kind of weird where I live, so we just haven't tried that yet. But green is actually the most visible color at, like, neon green is the most visible color at sea, so it would be visible from far distances.
And that's so interesting, because often life jackets and things like that are red or orange. So
Yeah,
is there something that you researched into the color?
I did. I found an article that said that neon green was the most visible color at sea. I have it listed in my sources.
Amazing. Thanks.
And then do you have a model of the folded version?
I do. 1 second. So it's about this big, but for my end goal, I'd like it to be smaller and open to be bigger, but it's about this big. And it can actually fit in my mom's dive equipment as well.
And if it was like attached to a life jacket, it wouldn't be such a big deal of the size because you detach it to use it. But if you're going underwater, it might be a little prohibitive, but
Yeah.
smaller would be great if you can get to that point.
Mhm.
Very good, very nice. Thank you.
Yeah, well done. I'm also want to say I watched your YouTube video, which was well done too. I'm curious to know what's your next step in your process.
My next step would be to consult a patent officer or talk to people in the government to see if I could get this as a required thing for boats and life jackets.
Well, fingers crossed. And don't forget, I knew you when.
Yeah.
I see there's some hands up from your peers. So I'll hand it back to Alibel to manage.
Yes, Mahmoud, you have a question for Anna?
After you finish this prototype, you're gonna publish this prototype and people gonna buy it?
That is the end goal.
Oh, okay.
And I'm curious if you've considered inverting the colors, like you sewed on the reflective circle and square, but what if you make the reflector as the big piece and then sew on green square and circle on the sheet? I mean, I just was wondering.
I've thought about that, but I find that the green being on the outside is better because if the reflective patches, like if there's no one over you, and it would just be easier for you for green to be the most visible thing, you could just flip it over and it would be only green.
Very good. Any other questions? Okay, so I think all the questions have been asked, and so we haven't missed anybody, right? Everybody has had a turn to present. Good. Thank you so much We are inspired by your amazing projects, and we are thankful for this opportunity to spend this time with you and learn more about it with you.
I just want to say thank you and congratulations. Each of you has come here, and I think hearing each other's ideas hopefully demonstrates for you that we're all seeing the world differently, and we're all noticing different issues. And unless we each take a step in solving those problems, the world's not going to get better. And you have done that already today, and keep going, because we need this world to be better. And well, I'm going to do my best to help. I truly believe that you are way more capable than I am of coding, of building, of everything. So keep going and keep learning from those fails, because they're going to be wins. And we are so fortunate that you're part of this program and part of this society. So thank you and congrats, and really feel so proud of yourselves.
I'm just going to add to that and say, I mean, keep on doing what you're doing, because you're doing amazing things. So keep at it. And I just want you also to take a moment to reflect on all of the skills that you've developed by doing these projects. I think all of you have developed coding skills, or you've learned how to cut metal using water, or you've learned about the best color to use at sea. I mean, amazing. You're just learning so much. So keep doing this, because it's the best way to learn. And you're just making such a big impact already. So yeah, looking forward to what you do next.
And I just want to add that, you know, you may have what seems like to your parents or your grandparents, or your teachers or your friends, like this far out idea that just crazy. And you know what? Those things come around. They really do. And the people that create something that's very fantastic thought about it when they were young and your age, and they may have seemed far out and wild and crazy at the time, but they spent a good portion of their time working on it. Not that you guys have wild, crazy ideas, but should you have those, don't give it another thought. Pursue it and keep going, and watch it happen. You have the tools to do this. You have the support around the world to do this. So, you know, you can get it done, and very proud of each and every one of you for stepping up and doing what you've already done. Can't wait to see what you do next.
I agree. So just keep on doing what you're doing. If you want to reach out, maybe you have your peers over here that you want to also collaborate with, you can get in touch with your teachers, who will put you in contact with them through InventFuture.Global. So that's a possibility that you might want to explore. And we hope that you would come back for the other activities and events that InventFuture.Global has to offer. We just want to wish you all the best in what you're doing. Congratulations for finishing this Global Innovation Challenge. Well done, everyone. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye.
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 Thank you. Bye.
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 Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Well
Thank
done.
you. Bye.
Bye.